I call to order the October 25th, 2023 council meeting. It's 5:40. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Campbell. Councilman Leon. Councilwoman Godaro.
Here.
Councilwoman Julian. Councilman Stevens. Here. Vice Mayor Wilson. Mayor Harris.
I'm present.
You have a quorum. Mr. Mayor. Councilwoman Julian will not be present for this evening's meeting.
All right, now I need a motion to excuse Councilwoman Julian.
Motion.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Showing none, show excuse. All right, please stand for the invocation and pledge of allegiance.
God our Father, we thank you for your many blessings. We thank you for this opportunity to gather together as a city. Father, we pause for a moment to say a special prayer for our founding mayor, our first mayor, Shirley Gibson's family, as they walk through this season of bereavement. Father, we pray that you wrap your arms of comfort around everyone that was affected by her transition. Father, we pray that you continue to bless this city that we call Miami Gardens. You continue to bless the stakeholders, everyone that has something to do with this great city. Continue to rain your many blessings upon us. God, more importantly, give us your love, your peace, and your comfort in these times. We ask all these things in your Son's name I do pray. Amen.
And
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
all right, we're on approval of minutes.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, Council, we do have the October 11, 2023 City Council draft meeting minutes for your approval.
I need a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Showing none, show the minutes approved. All right, we're on order of business. Are there any items that need to be added, deleted, or pulled? Speak into the microphone.
I would like to add an item for discussion.
Mr. Yeah, Mr. Clerk.
We could put it under item 12, resolutions.
All right,
Discussion item
it'll be what, 12-1?
12.1.
All right. Any other items need to be added?
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
I do have two add-on items that was submitted to the council earlier. We have add-on item number 1, which is supporting the National Authors Day read-in and night celebration sponsored by Councilman Robert Stevens III. Without objection, we ask that it be added to the consent agenda as item 11.4. And then we have add-on item number 2, which is supporting Project Men, Inc. and NIA Project, Inc. This is also sponsored by Councilman Robert Stevens. Without objection, we ask that it be added to the agenda as item 11.5.
Motion on the agenda.
Motion.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Showing none.
Mr.
The
Mayor,
agenda.
can we let the record reflect that I'm present?
Yeah,
Duly noted.
sure. Duly noted. Show the agenda pass or the agenda accepted. All right, what we on now?
All right, we're now on to special presentations. Item 6.1, special presentation by Miami-Dade School Board concerning programming and parent engagement. This is sponsored by Mayor Rodney Harris.
There's someone here from the school board? Please approach the podium and state your name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. My name is Tabitha Fazzino, and I'm the Chief Intergovernmental Affairs, Family and Community Engagement Officer for Miami-Dade Schools. Our offices are at 1450 Northeast 2nd Avenue, Suite 912, Miami, Florida, 33132. Thank you for allowing us to be here tonight. We are here, I'm here with some of my colleagues representing family and community engagement, as well as career and technical, and my office. We're really here this evening just to thank this city for always being a strong partner to the district and support of our students and our schools. Mayor Harris actually came and met with the superintendent, asking, how can the city work to support schools, what can be done, and we really appreciate that partnership, and that speaks volumes to the relationship between the district and between this city and this council. Each of you has a packet, and in it we are providing some information to you about the schools in the Miami Gardens jurisdiction. There are 24 schools inside of your jurisdiction, but the children who reside here in Miami Gardens go far and wide. There are actually nearly 20,000 school-age children from Miami Gardens who attend nearly 260 different Miami-Dade schools across the county. And we are thrilled to have them as they engage in choice options and take advantage of all the programming we have to offer. In addition, in your package, you have a copy of the school board's adopted legislative program. As we go up to Tallahassee to advocate on behalf of our community to bring the resources home necessary to provide the best education possible for our children. So you have what those priorities are there, and certainly we appreciate your support in those efforts. In addition, there is information about a number of our programs, including our volunteer program, mentorship, internship programs. We know that the city of Miami Gardens is blossoming with entrepreneurs and new businesses, and it's wonderful to see. And so we would like to engage with the city to assist us in reaching out to some of those businesses to provide internships for our students, both academic year and summer, through the summer internship program, as well as to help us create those opportunities for business partnerships with our schools. With that, I would like to, if you'll allow me, just bring up my colleague, Ms. Barbara Mendozábal. She's the Assistant Superintendent for Family and Community Engagement. And her area really is the launch of the Parent Academy, along with the community hubs, which we are launching one here at the Parkway Educational Complex. Some of you may have attended the Family Fest we had in spring. A number of the city departments were represented, and it was fantastic. So, Ms. Mendozábal.
Ms. Facino, good evening. Mayor Harris, Madam Vice Mayor, and council members. As Ms. Facino spoke, I'm representing the Parent Academy as the Assistant Superintendent over Family and Community Engagement. And one of those activities and initiatives that we have in engaging the community and the parents, of course, is the Parent Academy. It's been around since 2006, but since then we have reimagined the Parent Academy to better serve the community and the parents of the Miami Gardens area. Inside your folder, you will have information. We've made it very easy for you. We have a card with a QR code which will take you directly to our Parent Academy website that has been re-envisioned this past year. The back of the card, you will have the address of our community hubs, one of them being Parkway Educational Complex in the city of Miami Gardens, which you also have a calendar of activities, daily activities that our parents can participate. Not only parents, but we do have activities for grandparents and community members. We also have, on a weekly basis, 3 times a week, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, we have webinars for parents. This week, the webinar is on the topic of dyslexia, a very important topic. So all of our topics are those topics that will help parents, especially parents of special needs children. And we have different topics such as mental health, helping the students with homework assignment, and it's all in the light of helping parents in their parenting journey and grandparents as well. You have the flyers and you have the webinar schedules. Webinars on Tuesdays, we have them in Spanish at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Wednesday, Haitian Creole, 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. And on Thursday, English, 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. So these are the flyers. And we also reaching out to our Haitian American community. We're working with WLRN. We are part of their Radio Lacol news station through WLRN, which is actually 91.3 FM. So we have that information also for our Haitian American community. And we hope to see you at our events at Parkway. And please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you. And now my colleague, Mr. Rene Mantilla.
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon.
Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, City Council. First and foremost, I want to start from a place of gratitude. When I came into the city, in the front, there's designated parking for veterans. As a veteran of the United States Army, thank you. I'm going to speak to you briefly. We have 7 fully accredited technical colleges in Miami-Dade County Public Schools. One of our largest campus, Miami Lakes Educational Center Technical College, services the majority of the residents here that come to the technical programs. We have over 22 career technical education programs. All of them can be completed within 1 to 2 years. We are the most affordable technical program. Our tuition is $2.56 per clock hour. We do not do any student loans. We do VA, we do Pell, FSOG, Bright Futures, Florida Prepaid. So it's an amazing opportunity. In addition to that post-secondary piece for adults, we have dual enrolled students, many of whom come from the city of Miami Gardens. In addition to that, that Parkway complex is an instructional service center for Miami Lakes Tech, where we have the practical nursing program, medical assisting program, ESOL programs, and GED. And let me end with this piece. In reference to the ESOL and GED, the GED program, now we have something called the ability to benefit. Even if a student does not have a high school diploma, they can enroll in our technical colleges, and after 232 hours of instruction, they can qualify for Pell. Right? So no student loans, a career 1 to 2 years, ready to be gainfully employed in high demand careers. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
So again, we just wanted to come here and address the council. Thank you for our partnership. We wanted to share with your community some of the programs that are available through the school system that, you know, folks may not be aware of. We also want to leave you with the offer, an offer of our availability to come anywhere, any place, to do presentations, provide information to your citizens, have a table at any activities that you may have. And we are here to serve. We're happy to be part of your community. We appreciate you welcoming us. And I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Any questions, guys?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I just have one question, but before I ask my question, I just want to say your presentation is very impressive. Okay, it's put together well, I must say that. I'm an educator by trade, so looking at numbers and data, that's always a win for me. It helps me process. So my question is, as I'm looking at the data that you have, is this in percentages on this sheet? For your learning gains, you have your English language learning gains, language arts,
Yes, ma'am. So
social studies.
This is the performance data that is available from the Department of Education for each of the schools within your community.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Any other questions? Thank you so much for your partnership, and we appreciate you guys being here. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Mr. Clerk, we're on public comments. Could you read the back of this card, please?
Article 2, Section 2-60 of the City of Miami Gardens Code entitled Public Participation provides that any person making personally relevant, impertinent, or slanderous remarks or becomes boisterous while addressing the City Council shall not be considered orderly or observing decorum. If any person becomes too lengthy, abusive, obscene, and or disruptive, or otherwise fails to comply with the decorum rules, the presiding officer may issue a warning and provide an opportunity for the individual to conclude remarks in a decorous manner and within the designated time limit, interrupt and terminate the individual from concluding their remarks, bar the individual from further appearance before the City Council unless or until permission to continue or again address the City Council is granted by a majority vote of the City Council. Order shall be maintained. If any person refuses to obey the orders of the presiding officer and is declared out of order, the individual may be subject to removal by the Sergeant of Arms.
Do you have any written communication, Mr. Clerk?
No, Mr. Mayor, no written communications.
All right, I have one. Public comments are now open, and I have one card. Mr. Cornelius Olin Lee.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Cornelius Lee. Address is 20469 Northwest 9th Court in Andover, Coconut Cay. I have a concern. A couple weeks ago, on October the 14th, there was a traffic accident on 441 and 207th Street. To my knowledge, there was no fatalities, no emergency services was called out, which was a great thing. But the City of Miami Gardens Police Department felt as though it needed to shut all of 441 down. Now, the accident took place in the southbound lanes right at 207. There was no reason to shut down the northbound lanes coming north. And I'm bringing this to your attention because I was stuck in that traffic for about 30 minutes. Even when I was able to go around to northeast 2nd Avenue to come up 207 by Andover Middle School, thinking I'd be able to cross over to get into the property, I was still denied access. By the time I got there, the accident had to move off to the side by the Mazda dealership, and the accident was out of the road. And I bring this to the council attention because not the badger or any way talk real negative about the police department, because that's not what I'm here. I mean, I just felt as though they didn't do their job adequately that night because the residents wasn't gaining access to the property. There was no reason to close the road down from 207 to 204 because if we was able to gain access, it would have been through 204. The accident was on 207. And this isn't the first time that this happened. This is, to my knowledge, the second time that it happened. And some of the officers didn't act accordingly in my response to trying to get questions from them. So I know I ran out of time. I just got one more question. I know that there was talks and there was pamphlets passed out in our neighborhood about getting the third gate option. I just wanted to know where we was at with that. Thank you.
All right, I'll have someone speak with you in the back of the room, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Ms. James, you'll get his information too? Thank you. Ms. Marjorie?
Good evening, Mayor Harris, Vice Mayor Leon, and all council, Ms. Igadoro, Mr. Stevens, Councilman, Councilwoman Campbell, and Councilwoman Wilson, and to all the staff and everyone that's here. Yes, my name is Marjorie Allen Cross, and I live at 1425 Northwest 193rd Terrace, Miami Garden, Florida 33169. What I would like to speak about, our mayor, or previous mayor, Shirley Gibson, Honorable Shirley Gibson, Mayor Shirley Gibson. She passed away, and I just want to say thank you. She was a church sister of mine from New Way, and I just want to say thanks to all the council people. They all showed up, and it was so many people there. It was packed. You know, so we just want to say thanks to the support. We loved her so much, and we miss her, and I was so sorry when I heard about her passing. So I want to say thanks again. And also, I'm a member of the Miami-Norland Senior High PTSA. I'm a past president 2 years, and I'm also the membership chair now. So I'm trying to see, we're trying to encourage people to join the Miami-Norland Senior High. And also, if you would like, if you're interested, would like to join, go to memberhub.com. And we're looking for a lot of people to join, you know, because I've been volunteering for over 30-something years in the system, you know, and I love children. I love everyone, but especially children. So I just want to say, if you could join, you know, we're looking for more members. We have a meeting every month, regular meeting, and we do have a board meeting also. And now I'm the corresponding secretary. I was a secretary, now I'm the correspondent. And pass everything, past president, pass everything. So thank you. Thanks for listening. God bless you all.
Thank you, Ms. Marjorie. We appreciate you. All right. Showing no more public speaker cards. Public comments are now closed. We're on, there are no ordinances for first readings or second readings. We're on resolutions. Ooh. All right, come on up. How you doing?
My name is Ronald Harris. I live at 17730 Northwest 14 Court, Miami Gardens. I've lived in Miami Gardens since 1984. I have some serious concerns, but going to the funeral yesterday really inspired me. And one of the questions, I started this months ago, so some of them come from there, but it won't take long. I'll read them and I won't elaborate on most of them. But I want to know just whether the residents know their council members and how to get their concerns heard. I've heard a lot from seniors who are not computer literate and they feel lost. I don't know if the council members have meetings in their areas and get the input from the community, because there were some concerns, especially with the parks. We passed a $60 million bond issue, and in the paper that I saw, I hadn't seen very papers, what Brentwood Pool is mentioned, but in parentheses it has Brentwood Park, parentheses, is formerly Brentwood Pool. So I went by there and the pool was gone. So I don't know what happened with there, but I don't think there's been an explanation to the city residents what happened and why. Neither have we seen a sketch of what the end results of these parks should be. I've seen a tractor and Rolling Oaks Park dug up for 4 months and nothing's happened. I don't know what we're paying to rent that tractor to just sit there. We've got trees growing on the grounds that have been dug up so long. And two, I mentioned about the schools. I didn't hear these people talk about how many residents have gone through that school so far and completed it, especially residents of Miami Gardens, because that school's been there a good while. My daughter graduated from Parkway Middle School, so I know about how long that complex has been there. Okay, and last of all, I'd like to know that Carol City School needs a paint job or a wash job. It looks nothing like New Orleans. It's just kept clean. Nice.
Thank you, sir. Come on.
Okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Go
just
ahead.
a simple. Yeah, so Corey Scherer. I used to live in Miami, but now live 2455 North Nob Hill Road, number 201 Sunrise, Florida, 33322. But I'm actually here on behalf of Islamic Center of Greater Miami, which is in Miami Gardens. On behalf of Imran Sumra and some of the other members, including Khalid Mirza and others. Just wanted to say, first of all, thank you for always reaching out. I know Commissioner Leon, I've seen you there, and some of the other commissioners as well, and Mr. Mayor, you as well. And the affinity that the city has had for the center, of course, is part of the center being a good neighbor. And we just want to say, you know, in the current environment, there are times we'd like to ask for a little more security. We'll reach out a little bit more. You know, it seems like actually as a black American and a Muslim, I know the feeling of receiving everybody's angst. Sometimes people are mad at you for things you didn't do. And other times you have that no matter how much good you do, you know, it's not enough. You still feel that angst. And, you know, no matter what wrong somebody else does, you get blamed for that. So in this time, we just like to think of others, the entire community. We reach out. There have been many issues. Many of the students have been dealing with, you know, feeling threatened within schools, and we just ask that you keep everybody in your prayers and that we continue to be good neighbors together. We'll always be here. We'll always continue to open doors, food pantry, food banks, working with other community stakeholders like Walking One Stop, Abu Bakr, Brother Wayne Rollins, Miami Dolphins, and so forth. We're thankful for being able to collaborate with you. We're here. We want to let you know that we're also feeling it too, and ask you to be mindful and to keep us in your thoughts and prayers as we continue just to be good neighbors. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Public comments are closed now.
We're now on to item 10, resolutions and public hearings. Item 10.1, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, authorizing the city manager and city clerk to execute and attest respectively that certain interlocal agreement with Broward County for airport zoning regulations, providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by the city manager.
And public comments on this item? Seeing no public comments, you have any written communication, Mr. Clerk?
No, Mr. Mayor.
All right, public comments are now closed. Mr. Manager?
Mr. Mayor, I call on Ms. Nikisha Smith for a brief presentation.
Good evening. This item is for interlocal agreement with Broward County, specifically their aviation department. This is in reference to the Perry Airport. Currently, when we have projects that are of a certain height, for example, for the Opa-locka Airport, we will require that the applicants reach out to Opa-locka to get a letter of no objection so that we can make sure that there are no encumbrances to their aviation activities. Because Broward County is a separate county than we are in, we are requesting that we create an interlocal agreement with them because there are some areas in the north section of our city which do fall into their aviation zone. So this item would just establish that agreement with them, and we would continue to coordinate with both Opa-locka and now the Perry Airport.
Need a motion on this item?
Motion. Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any questions or concerns from the dais? Showing none, Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Campbell? Yes. Councilman Leon?
Yes.
Councilwoman Godaro?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Wilson?
Yes.
Councilman Stevens?
Yes.
Mayor Harris?
I vote yes.
Motion passes 6-0. We're now on to the consent agenda, item 11.1. A resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, authorizing city manager and city clerk to execute and attest respectively that certain addendum to service agreement with Yolanda Cash Jackson of Becker and Polycoff, PA, attached to his Exhibit A, provided for adoption representation, providing for an effective date. This is sponsored by Mayor Harris. Item 11.2, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, allocating funds from Councilwoman Shannon Campbell's Public Affairs Special Events Account in an amount of $500 to purchase turkeys for Antioch Missionary Baptist Church Thanksgiving Turkey Giveaway for the City of Miami Gardens residents, providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilwoman Campbell. Item 11.3, a resolution, City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, authorizing the allocation of $860.89 from Councilwoman Linda Julian, Seat 5, Public Affairs Special Events Account, in support of the City of Miami Gardens Police Athletic League Palin Paren Open House, provided for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilwoman Julian. Item 11.4, a resolution, City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, allocating funds from Councilman Stevens Special Events / Public Affairs Account in an amount not to exceed $7,000 in support of the National Authors Day Read-In and Night of Celebration, providing for instructions to the City Clerk, providing for an adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilman Stevens. Item 11.5, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, allocating funds from Councilman Robert Stevens, Seat 6, Formula One Community Benefit Account in an amount not to exceed $3,000 in support of Project Men and NIA Project, Inc., providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilman Stevens, and that is your consent agenda.
The motion on the consent agenda.
Motion.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposition? Showing none, show the consent agenda passes. We're on 12.1.
Yeah, 12.1, discussion item sponsored by Vice Mayor Katrina Wilson.
Vice Mayor.
Okay. I say this, bring this to you as a result of the workshop that we just had regarding our strategic plan. And I have deep concerns about the ability of the current company to continue and to be able to deliver the quality of strategic plan that I think our city deserves. And I would like to proffer to my colleagues if they should have any discussion or any concerns that may mirror some of mine or additional concerns regarding their ability to be able to deliver.
Anyone from the dais?
Oh, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Well, my deep concern is I think that this strategic plan, I think they missed the mark on what a strategic plan looks like and where we are as a city already. And I will make a motion to terminate the contract.
Second.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I just want to say for the record, I agree that the contract needs to be terminated.
Any other concerns? We got a motion on the table and it's been seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposition?
Motion passes 6-0.
Motion passes.
All right. There are no quasi-judicial zoning items.
Just do you want to give direction to your manager?
Yeah, that wasn't my question.
No, he made the motion, so.
Let's go. I'm sorry.
You made the motion.
Mr. Manager, may I, Mr. Mayor?
Go ahead.
Mr. Manager, we made a motion to terminate the contract of E.L. Waters Company, LLC, that was doing the work for the strategic plan.
Yes.
So we ask you to move forward with that, please.
Thank you. I will move forward.
May I?
I guess I just have one or two questions.
Hold on.
One, does the council, Mr. Mayor, excuse me.
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Mayor, does the council want me to move forward with number 2 that was on the list? Or does the council want me to go back out and move forward or do another process? Either way, I'm comfortable.
Honestly, I think.
Hold. So you're asking to either go with number 2, who was the second place person?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
You know, one of the concerns that I have is just the amount of time that it takes to put that back out. We had a strong presentation of both, and I think that the other organization is a noteworthy enough organization that we should see if there is an interest there, and they can pick up with this process since they're familiar with the process going out. About, just as a point of reference, how long would it take to reissue another call for proposals and for that process to circle itself out back to us?
I think it would take you somewhere between 30 to 45 days.
So that means that we would be in another fiscal year. I mean, not another, but another annual calendar year.
That's correct.
Before we would have someone else on board and would have to go through that process.
That's correct.
And
Go ahead.
and when it comes to the second company that was there, approximately, you say 5?
I'm sorry, I was just raising my hand to make a comment that the city attorney just reminded me of. We do have companies on our list that we could engage to see if they have interest, which may take not as long as it would to put something back out in the streets.
I think that since we got a proposal for this one, I would like to start with the second one.
Okay.
And then I think that we could, in fact, look at the listing that's in the system. But here's the deal, right? I think that the system that we have does not necessarily open this up to everyone. It opens it up to those that are listed in our system, and not necessarily to a wider range of companies that could bid for a city like this one that's in a unique position. So if we were going to bid out, I would not want to just be limited to those who are part of that system, but to make it truly a national thing. But I think that sometimes we have vetted organizations.
So you're not asking for the second place person to be chosen.
I am asking for the second place person to see if there's still an interest in this project. And then what I'm saying, if the second place person declines it, then we should do a national search.
Mr. Mayor?
Mr. Manager.
I'm sorry, Councilman, I yield to you.
Thank you. I respectfully disagree. I do not believe we should go to the second company, as I don't believe as they didn't have the will to execute the plan that we're looking for based off the nature of their business and what they presented on. I do believe we can, in a timely manner, put a bid out on all platforms on what we currently use through procurement, as well as to our local community as well by way of our city page to reach those who may be capable locally as well as nationally within a timeline. I feel that the manager said comfortably if he has within 30 to 45 days, but I feel that we can work within a 30-day 30-day time frame and get that information to us. Now, granted, we are at the end of the year of 2023, so we won't hire a new company won't get started until we get back from the holiday season 2024 January. But I do believe that we still have time on the books for this year to find a company to execute this plan. But
now,
when you say that the other company doesn't have the will, tell me what you mean. I don't care to go into details as it relates to. Well, let me finish. I don't care to go into details as it relates to. Could you ask me a question?
No. But I'm saying you done told me to hold up like 4 times.
But he was.
No, but I asked him a question. I said,
And I'm giving you an answer.
And I said, now tell me what you mean by will.
We said, hold on and let him finish, and then you can get the floor. You got the floor when he finishes. Go ahead.
I don't care to go into details as it relates to why I don't believe the second company should be selected. As it relates to my view, I believe that based off the nature of their business and what they do, far as the presentation that they brought before us the first time, is when I believe that they don't have the will on. There's a list of things, but I believe that if we're going to, since we have to go back to this process, that we should open it up to reach our local community, to see if there's businesses local that can potentially bid out, to potentially do the work, as well as reach out nationally for a consulting firm to execute this plan. Thank you.
Okay, when we use the word will, that means, and I'm trying to get clarity now, are you saying that they don't have a desire to do it? When you say they don't have a will, are you saying that that company would not have a desire to do this? You use the term will.
Ms. Mayor?
Go ahead.
Madam Vice Mayor, I can't say if they have the desire to do it or not.
Oh, you said will,
Yeah.
so that's what I meant. Will means a desire, right?
No.
If you say,
not my understanding.
Okay, well,
but when I spoke about, I said will, and then I said based off the nature of the work that they do on a daily basis is why I believe that they're not the person to do it.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt Vice Mayor, but I do want to frame it so you all know what your authority is.
Yeah.
Because you're not limited to the list of people we have. You're not limited. You don't even have to do an RFQ, quite honestly, although you may want to do some form of process so that you get responses. This is a professional consulting deal, which means it does not have to be bid out. So those are I just don't want you to be thinking that you're limited. But if you do want to do an RFQ, you could do an RFQ for 30 days. That's fine. But you're not limited, because we don't have to limit ourselves to people that do planning in order to do a strategic planning process, because that's a different type of planning.
And we're going to have to start all over again anyway. So,
not necessarily.
Well, the whole process is going to have to start all over again. They're not going to pick up where this company left off.
Correct.
They're going to have to start their own process. So that's going to take a while.
Mr. Mayor.
I guess my concern here is that I have been asking for a strategic plan for how many years? For multiple years. And I have said that this city needs direction. We had two companies that were selected out of the repertoire of companies that we felt could do business with. We brought those two companies in. One didn't work. One was also from where I was sitting, a stellar company. And now we're not going to go to the second company. We want to just scrap that all together without even asking them if they would like an opportunity to continue the work. And in my mind, that's another 3 to 6 month process possibly that we would have to go through and end up maybe right back here. I think that in the interest of time, we need to begin to execute this plan. We have got to get this off the ground. It continues to be delayed and delayed and delayed, and then so does the clear vision that we need to have for this city going forward. We have got to set the vision, we have got to get the plans in place, and we have to do that sooner than later. The false starts, the constant just delays and delays and delays. It's going to put us as a city in a bad place because we don't have a common vision and a common strategy for achieving that vision down on and put in writing. And so a national search is going to do what? Afford the company that is second to come back before us, see if they can provide us with a presentation that we can find satisfactory. If we determine at that time that we don't, then okay, we'll go national. But to just have to start this entire process over again?
But the process of the strategic plan is going to start all over again because of the fact that we just terminated a contract with a company. So now who's ever the new company is like building a house. They're not going to come and continue on that foundation that another company built. they're going to tear that down and start all over again.
There are some.
So it's going to be times where this is going to be a longer process now. We've done this. This is what, our second time trying to do a strategic plan now?
No.
Yes, our second time. We did it 2 years ago when it turned out to be, instead of a strategic plan, we were talking about assistance. So if we're going to do the strategic plan and we need to hire somebody else, then we're going to afford the manager to find us somebody within this time frame, and then let's move from there.
Where I disagree, Mayor, respectfully, it doesn't start all over again. The process doesn't start all over again. It's not the same when you say, oh, I got to knock down the whole building because somebody else came in and started and laid the foundation. It doesn't mean that at all. What it means is that you had two contractors bid on the same job. They know the scope. They know a lot of the work that has to be done. They were given previews of what the expectation of this council was. And so now here we are in a situation where we have gone down the road with someone else, and we're talking about really scratching the whole thing. And then having to do a national search to be able to do that. Sir, that is what adds time on.
Yeah, and I don't think we're saying scrap the second group.
The analogy that you gave said we have to tear the house down.
Well, it's going to be torn back down anyway, because the second group, when they come in, they're not going to follow with what this first group did. They're going to start from the beginning.
Mr. Mayor.
No, beginning of the strategic planning process, but not necessarily beginning of the hiring process, which was a considerable amount of time that it takes to bring in. Now, I know that a lot of times, folks don't want to hear what I have to say because I come at it passionately.
No, we always
but no, I'm just saying, I know that happens. I'm comfortable with it. But here's what I am saying. I have been patient about this strategic plan. I have been patient, and I've waited my turn on this one. I've waited my turn, and I've waited till it has come, and I have been talking about it and urging that this is something that we must do, and we have to do it not yesterday. It has to be done right now. And the most effective way to do it is to take the next person in line and give them an opportunity to come before us, pick this ball up and go. And that can be done in a phone call. And why that option is not an option, that's the first option, it behooves me. We want to throw a whole nother bidding process out there that could take 45 days or more. And let's say you don't bid, you still have to go out and seek to get another company to come in. And so what process will that follow? It makes sense to me that we take the next person in line. It's only one person. It isn't 10. It isn't 3. It isn't 5. It's one other company.
Mr. Mayor.
It was Councilwoman. Go ahead, Councilwoman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to do a motion that we accept the second company that was in line. Move forward with. They were qualified. They did their presentation. My motion is to accept the second company, move forward to do this strategic plan.
I second your motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Clerk, do a voice vote, please.
We do a roll call? Or voice
Roll
vote?
call.
Roll call. All right. Vice Mayor Wilson? Councilman Stevens?
No.
Councilwoman Campbell?
Yes.
Councilman Leon?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDarrell?
Yes.
Mayor Harris?
I vote no.
Motion passes 4-2.
All right. So show the second place person has the contract for the strategic plan.
I have to
you're gonna
reach out to them and see if they want to do it.
If they want to do it.
You're directing the manager to reach out to them and negotiate a contract at this point?
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
Just want to be clear on what
I got you.
Yeah.
They have to accept it too. So he has to reach out. If they don't accept it, then we move forward.
I'm good. Correct.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Just want to make sure. I'm going to negotiate a contract and I'm going to move forward with the project. Madam Attorney, is that correct? Do I have to bring a contract back, correct? Okay, I want to make sure you're giving me the authority to
Negotiate
do.
with the second person and do a contract is what I heard.
That's what you guys voted on, right?
Okay, so then we're not
Just
going to
wanna
bring
make
it
sure.
back.
Okay.
Right.
We're
If
gonna
they
move
accept,
forward.
If they accept it, we move
If we
forward.
accept it,
We
yeah.
move
Okay.
forward.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. We're on reports. Mr. Manager,
I don't have a report.
Madam Attorney,
I'm good. I don't have a report.
Mr. Clerk,
No report.
Mr. Stevens.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Very briefly, I want to publicly express, although my colleagues and I supported the Mayor Gibson's family these past few days during her transition and her memorial services, to express again my sincere condolences to the family and the community at large that was affected by the transition of Mayor Gibson. Thank you to our city administration and staff that worked diligently to serve the family during this time. On last night, I'm sorry, it's been a long day, October 24th, I partnered with the Miami Alumni Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated in the U.S. Small Business Administration for an informational for business owners, an informational session for business owners about programs offered by the Small Business Administration here in the city. Great conversation to help support our local businesses as we continue to create and provide economic development and economic opportunities for our community. On November 1st, which is next week, Wednesday, I'll be hosting our annual National Authors Day read-in and a night of celebration. I encourage everyone to come out and be a part. That's, again, is next week, Wednesday, November 1st at 6:30 p.m., and it'll be held at the Betty T. Ferguson Complex. This year's featured author is Miss Shay Bynes, who has a book entitled Grace Over Grind. She'll be being interviewed and having a conversation with Channel 7 WSVN Tavares Jones. Come out and enjoy a night filled with entertainment and books. We'll also be honoring and celebrating local authors from the community on that night. And then last but not least, please join me for my monthly Table Talk Tuesday on November 7th at 6:30 p.m. at our local Starbucks on 27th Avenue for a conversation over a cup of coffee to discuss ways that we can make our community the place where you want to be. It's a very casual conversation where we're sitting at the table just discussing ideas, addressing concerns, and where we're moving as a city, the direction in which we're heading into. I would love for you all to come out and be a part of it. And that ends my report. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to express condolences to the family of the Honorable First Mayor of this amazing city. And on behalf of the residents of C3, our hearts and prayers continue to be with the family. I'd also like to recognize Iman and his community for being in the house. My husband and I, former Vice Mayor Dr. Eroboy Igadaro, have been longtime friends of the mosque, and we salute you all for the work that you continue to do. And I'd also like to recognize my resident, Miss Vivian Dunn. Thank you for being here with us, Ms. Dunn. That ends my report, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman?
I, too, would like to publicly express my condolences to Mayor Gibson's family. Also, I want to give a special thanks to the city manager's office, the mayor's office, public affairs, PD, as we had several conversations once the mayor transitioned on doing something that the city never had to do before, was bury a former mayor, and coming up with a protocol to put in place so that what you saw yesterday and throughout the week was executed seamlessly. So thank you to all of those that played a major role in that. And Ms. Renita Nelson with the lovely flower arrangements all throughout the City Hall and Police Department. So thank you again.
Thank you, sir. Councilwoman Campbell.
Just a couple of things. I want to inform the gentleman that came up and spoke earlier about the council members and their meetings. I'm the council member for seat number 1, and I do a community meet and greet every second Saturday at Buccaneer Park, 10 a.m. Also, I do a trolley talks. Please sign up for the e-blast so you'll know when my next one is, and you're more than welcome to join us where we have candid conversations about the city. So I want you to just be aware that there are things going on, okay? So please sign up for the e-blast. And I, too, offer my prayers to the Gibson family, and as well as all the residents of the city of Miami Gardens. Let's pray for one another. And God bless all of you. That ends my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Vice Mayor?
Yes. We will, on Saturday, October 28th, have our annual Singing in the Streets in partnership with the Adrian Arts Center. And it will be featuring the Faith on Full Ensemble. And it will be much like a pop-up gospel presentation. And it is usually very, very, very nice. It will begin at 5 and it will be until 6. It will be 1 hour in the front of the Betty T. Ferguson complex. We won't be on the inside. We will be on the outside. We'll have some light refreshments for you, and we'd love for you all to come out and enjoy the music that will somewhat usher in the holidays for us. We also have our regularly scheduled Meet Me Monday on November 13th at Walt Frazier / Carroll City Park. Our guest speaker will be Mr. Armand Johnson from the Community Betterment Outbreak, who's a community betterment outbreak specialist from Career Source. We met Mr. Johnson at the job fair, and one of the things that he told us is that there were lots of people who are interested in county jobs. However, the difficulty that they face is being able to upload the information into the system. As one of our residents indicated, that some people are just not tech savvy. He will show you how to do it. He will have demonstrations. He will be able to show you the system, be able to help you to understand better through a hands-on approach how you get your application, how you get your backup resume information all loaded up into the system. So I look forward to seeing you all there. We will also be talking about our annual toy distribution and prosperity basket distribution. So if you'd like to volunteer and know more, I look forward to seeing you guys there on Monday. And then I too stand with our family. It's a tough thing when you lose someone that is close to you. And it's even tougher when you have a great deal of admiration and respect, as we all have on this dais for our mayor, Shirley Gibson. But I think that our current mayor said it best when he said that she is, in fact, a matriarch. She has been someone that we look up to almost like our mother. She was a leader, and she left a will and a testament behind that was indicative of the person that she was. And I would also like to extend to New Way Fellowship Baptist Church for their accommodations and their wonderful hospitality for that family and for the family of this city. And so that concludes my announcements, and may God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. The Vice Mayor mentioned family, and we are family here in the city of Miami Gardens. We did lose our matriarch. She was the founding mother of this city, and we really appreciated her. That's why we have her picture wrapped this evening. We will always honor her. We will always remember her for her leadership, her guidance, and for her just being the person that she was. We have to carry on this legacy and keep working towards making sure that Miami Gardens continues to be the best city in the world. We need peace in this world, and it all begins with us. May God bless you and may God keep you. I need a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Motion.
It's been moved and seconded, so the meeting adjourned.